That's on period. Okay. If you make a mistake, oh, what? When at a social event, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know. I'm in the middle on this one because, as I said, I do not go out. But I'm also in the middle of shy and introverted and extroverted. So I'm in the middle. So I do not have a problem with introducing myself to people and talking to people and being friendly, but I'm also, you know, it depends on my mood. I'm gonna only be talking to my friends, which they're not much friends. And I don't think I mentioned this, but this is from 16personalities.com. Go do the test if you want to do it. See what you are. You usually lose interest in a discussion when it gets philosophical. I strongly disagree because I'm very philosophical. I am out there like that, and I have a lot of views on a lot of things. So when things get like political or philosophical, I don't back down, baby. I got what I got to say, and I says it. You would never let yourself cry in front of others. Like, I disagree with that because why wouldn't I cry in front of others? If I want to cry at a moment, I'm gonna cry. I'm alive. I'm a mature person, and I acknowledge my emotions. Okay, what else? You feel more drawn to places with a bustling and busy atmosphere than... disagree. You like... I always say if I get the opportunity to get a house, where I buy my land, it's gonna be an area where it's rural, like quiet, like woodlands, and I love that. I don't want my house to be my neighbors like right there, and I'm just like, hey neighbor. I don't want that. I want my neighbor to be over there, and I'm like, hey neighbor. That's what I want. You feel me? You like discussing different views and theories on what the world could look like in the future. Agree. When it comes to making life-changing choices, you mostly listen to your heart rather than your head. I mean, I think it should be a combination of both. I think it should be a combination of both because I want to be an engineer. Okay? And I'm unable to be an engineer right now. But I also have a passion for art and content creation. So if I follow my heart is telling me don't do nothing until you can do engineering. Just do engineering. Or don't do nothing until you can go to school for art and just get your art and engineering degrees and then start your life. That's what my heart is telling me. My heart is pretty stupid. So my mind is telling me that doing content creation and doing art can actually help me to build an audience and help me to reach people and help me to even get paid enough where I can afford to go to college to do art, to do engineering, to do what I want to do. So I think you have to listen to your heart, but you also have to listen to your mind, listen to your head, because you have to have a combination of both. Listening to your heart only won't work. Listening to your head only won't work. You need to have your emotions in check, and you need to have basic and practical stuff in check as well. Okay? Don't only follow your heart and don't only listen to your mind, because sometimes one is way over there and one is way over there. So you gotta get the middle. You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something that you cannot see, touch, or experience. Atoms? Molecules? You talking about me being a scientist or something? You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something that you cannot see, touch, or experience. Dedicating my life to something like being a scientist, like being an astronaut who never went to space or something like that. I don't think I would. I want to dedicate my life to things that I love, which, as I said, is art and engineering, content creation, helping people. Those are my passions, my 3 passions: engineering, helping people, and art. So yeah, I don't think I could do something that I would never be able to see the fruits. Couldn't do it. You usually prefer to get your revenge rather than forgive. You often make decisions on a whim. The time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interested in satisfying than the time you spend with other people. You often put special efforts into interpreting the real meaning or the message of a song or movie. You always know exactly what you want. You rarely think back on the choices you made and wonder what you could have done differently. I think about what I could have done differently a lot because I make a lot of mistakes. I'm young, you know. I learn and I grow and I learn. So I do have a lot of regrets. But yeah. It's all a part of life. It's all a part of life. It's all a part of the experience of life. We have to have regrets. If you don't have any regrets, you're lying. When in a public place, you usually stick to quieter and less crowded areas. I agree. When you tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibilities. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. When starting to work on a project, you prefer to make as many decisions up front as possible. When you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be. Oh my God, this is me. This is me. When you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they become Listen. I don't know what order I'm going to post this video in, but I made a video before this video. And I basically said, I like someone, okay? Because I do. And let me tell you, me liking this person, the only thing I can think about is, damn, this person's gonna hate me soon. You know, this person's not gonna like me soon. Don't get too attached. This person's gonna hate me soon. That's all I can think about. Okay, that's just my personality. And oh my God, my nose is killing me. My allergies are back. If you guys watch my first video when I said I'm back, and and I'm back on YouTube, and my allergies were going crazy in that video. I had to be rubbing my nose every 2 seconds. And they're back, okay? My nose is burning me, and I'm trying not to rub it as much for the video, but I just have to. Just deal with it. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. Often drift around the daydream about her ideas. You look after yourself first and others come second. I 100% disagree with that. Others come first in my book 100% of the time. I'm trying now to not put others first as much. They're still first, but they're just not first as much. So, I don't want it to be where I'm just like thinking about people only, and then my mental health is depreciating and declining and diminishing. And you get what I'm saying? So I'm just like, okay. Try to love yourself, try to give yourself some time, try to think about yourself as well, try to plan for yourself as well. But you know, still love people and still do it. Have it balanced. Just have it like I'm number one and everybody else is number one. You know? Yeah. Even when you have planned a particular daily routine, you usually just end up doing what you feel like at any given moment. Kind of agree with that. I don't know. Your mood can change very quickly. You often contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life. You often talk about your own feelings and emotions. You have got detailed education or career development plans stretching several years into the future. I do have plans that stretch several years into the future, but I also think if I get to a point where I'm just completely tired or my mental health is so ravaged by just the lack of success, and you know, after being consistent and doing my best, I think I'm gonna just give up on my dreams. You rarely dwell on your regrets. Disagree? Because I do be dwelling. I'm a dweller. Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around quickly makes you feel drained and in need of a getaway. Not quickly makes me feel drained, but I do get drained after a while. So I can't be around people for too long, and because I'm just gonna be faking it at some point. I don't want to be fake, so it's best if I just let my emotions, like, you know, run free. So if I feel like I'll tell people, I tell you point blank, listen, I can't talk no more. I'm just feeling drained. I even had one time where someone on Twitter was messaging me, and the person was just like, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? Oh, you do YouTube videos? And I'm just like, yeah. And I was just like enjoying the conversation and just talking to this person, and then they started asking me so much questions, bro. I got so drained I couldn't even film the next day. I couldn't even film. I was just so tired, like emotionally. I couldn't wake up. Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around. Oh, okay. So, boom. You see yourself as more of a realistic than a visionary. I am in the middle. You find it easy to empathize with a person who's gone through something you never had before. Agree. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized. I am very spontaneous. I will just get up and say, damn, I need to do this. But I'm also very organized, where I plan what I have to do. And I will plan and plan and plan and plan and plan. But then when it comes to doing that, I just do something else. So I'm spontaneous, but I'm also very organized and very planned. If I have something planned and I don't do that, and I do something spontaneous for that day, best believe I'm doing that thing that's the same. It's just going to be done a different day, probably at the same time. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Disagree? Or maybe not. No, strongly disagree, but I do control my emotions. After a long and exhausting week, a fun party is just what you need. Disagree. You frequently find yourself wondering how technological advancements could change everyday life. Not frequently. I don't really think about that frequently, but I do think about robots a lot. When I was in school, I did robotics engineering, and I do think about robots taking over the world sometimes, trust me. You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something. 100% agree. I cannot do something without thinking, wow, is this person gonna like this? Is this gonna affect this person? Can I say this? Is this gonna do this? Even though I'm very blunt and I'm just like opinionated, I do think along the lines of not disrespecting anyone, okay? I'm all about respect, okay? I'm all about respect and educating yourself on something that you don't know about. All about that. You still honor the commitments you have made, even if you have a change of heart. I'm gonna put the middle one for that one because commitments are, unless I sign in blood, commitments you can change, okay? If I'm feeling anxious, which I do feel very often, if I'm feeling anxious or I'm just not feeling well and I made a commitment, I am old enough to say, listen, I'm not feeling well right now. This is how I'm feeling. This is how I'm doing. I'm unable to do this thing. I'm not gonna kill myself for nobody, because when you die, they're gonna replace you. Okay, so if I'm unable to honor a commitment and it's something that I really wanted to do, what the person really needed, I'm gonna tell you in advance, obviously, so you can find someone else. But I'm not gonna feel guilty, because if I go there and I do the thing, or I whatever, and I'm drained afterwards and I have, you know, a mental health crisis, who gonna help me? You gonna show up to my door? Okay, so I gotta put myself first in those situations. I'm first and you're first, but I'm gonna be first-er in that situation. You rarely feel insecure, and I'm gonna just strongly disagree with that one, because I feel insecure a lot, especially about this line that is in my neck. I have a natural choker. I don't know if you guys can see it. I have a natural choker. So I don't need to buy chokers, period. So I am insecure about my neck because people kept telling me about my neck for years, and I kept ignoring until I just finally just started to tell myself what people were telling me about my neck, and the insecurity just grew up until I started hating my neck. But otherwise, I really don't care. Now we're gonna click to see the results. My personality type is advocate, INFJ-T. I am 60% introverted, 40% extroverted. My energy is 56% intuitive, 44% observant. Nature is 79% feeling, 21% thinking. Tactics, judging, 69%, 31% prospecting. Identity is 28% assertive, 72% turbulent. Listen, that's a pretty good match. That's a pretty good match. I would say the tactics part, I'm not as judgy. I'm more prospecting than judgy. But the other ones are pretty good. Pretty good match. This video is now 37 minutes. It might be 2 parts. But whatever. So that is it. I'm gonna end the screen recording. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can go do the test. As I said, it is 16personalities.com. You can go do the test. You can tag me in your results on Instagram. Just hashtag Diamond Gang, and I'll search the hashtag and I'll see your stuff. Or just tag me, you know, comment. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love every single one of you. I appreciate every single one of you supporting me, supporting my channel. My Patreon is linked below if you want to support me a little bit further. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!